Big Rob from CelebHeights.com. Now when people visit CelebHeights headquarters and ask me to measure them, of course I'll oblige. I love measuring people, as if you haven't guessed already. And they'll go away having taken the red height pill. They'll know the truth about how tall they are. I'm not going to sugarcoat height, inflate, deflate, round up, round down. They'll basically get measured by an honest height expert to the millimetre. So in this video, well, I'm not going to measure somebody, but I'm going to give them a virtual height pill. They're going to discover the truth about how tall they really are. Now, if you visited CelebHeights.com, you may well have heard of Tarif the Tarinator, the subject of this video, and he's certainly made some interesting height claims on CelebHeights.com over the years. Also, he's on Quora, where he recently made this post. So at age 16, Tarif is roughly my height, about 174 centimetres. Then, at age 18, he starts to exponentially grow. He reaches 6.5 feet. Then he says he puts on a few more inches, 6'2 3/4, very tall. But that's not the end of it. No, he keeps growing and hits 6'11", nearly the size of Andre the Giant. But no. In 2022, he now said 7'6", 263 pounds. His mum thinks he's 7'4". His father is more modest, thinks he's only 6'6" to 7 foot. Now thanks Tarif for putting up a recent video, because we can now discover how tall you really are. You guys ready? Now I'll put a link to Tarif's measurement video in the description below, and I'll just take a couple of stills from the video to illustrate the point and figure out how tall Tarif really is. So the first thing is, Tarif uses an envelope to measure himself. It's not the best object, but if you're reasonably competent, you could get a decent enough measurement if you hold it flush to the wall and make sure that object is hitting your head straight in the middle. Now the thing with Tarif is, he's not really held the object properly against the wall. So what he's done is, he's put it at an angle. You see the issue with that? You might think you're 6'4.5". The reality is, your head's down here. Basic trigonometry here. You're several inches under 6'4.5", but exactly how many inches? So here's the real truth. In the video, we see that there's a join between the two sheets of paper, and Tarif holds up the tape measure, and it gives us an idea. That join is roughly 6'5.5". Now when Tarif stands in front of that wall, bearing in mind the camera is quite low, even then, he is inches away from 6'5", quite a few inches. Exactly how many? It can be difficult to tell, but there's also another little clue in the video. There's a white mark in the wall, and we also see the middle of that mark is about 6'1". The base of that white mark is roughly 6 foot. Now when you think Tarif is in front of the wall and the camera is quite low down, he's going to appear higher up than he really is. So my estimate, based on Tarif's video, is that Tarif isn't 6'4.5", or even 6'2". And in the video, he does kind of rising his toes a few occasions. When he's standing straight and flat and not rising up on his toes, my guess is he's closer to 6 foot than 6'1". But that's just my honest opinion. Watch the video yourselves and figure out how tall you think Tarif is. And thanks Tarif for actually posting the video. Maybe next time, use an aerosol can against the wall, and I'm sure you'll discover exactly how tall you are. Thanks guys for watching, and keep walking tall like 5'8" Rob Paul.